Well. I made a prediction, and I was wrong. I had a 50-50 shot of getting it right, and somehow I got it wrong. I should have suspected Tampa was going to win. They were on such a roll. They were on such a great roll. We'll get into that in episode 2, and this is episode 2. Welcome to the second episode of the Puck Drop Podcast. Today, we are only going to be pretty much talking about the Stanley Cup final. Tampa Bay wins in the first Stanley Cup final held in the bubble. Tampa Bay beating the Dallas Stars by a shutout in Game 6 of the final. And how Victor Hedman receives the Conn Smythe Trophy for MVP of the postseason. First, I'm just going to say it was incredible to watch Tampa play. I got to watch them because I watched the Islander games, so I got to watch Tampa play as well. And it was incredible to watch Tampa play. They were playing amazing coming out of the gate at the start of the postseason. And I picked Dallas, but I really, deep in my heart, thought that Tampa was going to win the whole thing. I don't know why. I didn't, but I just thought about the things that Dallas does right, and now I'm thinking about the things that they should have done right that they didn't execute in games 2, 3, 4, and 6. They did it pretty much all right in games 1, 5. The other 4, they didn't. So I'm very happy that Tampa Bay won the cup. I mean, I'm not happy because the Islanders didn't win, but I'm happy for Tampa Bay winning the cup. That was very fun to watch. But coming out of the gate, Tampa and Dallas were so strong. And I think Tampa just had so much momentum. They beat Boston 4-1. They beat the Islanders 4-2. They beat Columbus. They got back at Columbus after last season. Oh, for John Cooper, what a relief that must have been after that overtime winner by, I believe it was Braden Point in the final game. Yes, by Braden Point in the final game of the series. Oh, John Cooper, he must be so happy after that happened. He must have been so excited. Wow. That was a great run. It really was. I'm sad for Dallas, though. On the other hand, Dallas had another incredible run. They beat the Avalanche, most scoring team in the league as of the end of the regular season. They beat Vegas, the number 1 team in the West. They beat Calgary after being down 3-1 in the series, scoring 7 straight in that 5th game of the first round. Correct me if I'm wrong. The first round. And they were just great in the round robin. I believe they were 2-1 in the round robin. No, they were 1-2 in the round robin, I'm pretty sure. Still pretty good. They got a win. There's 2 teams that didn't even get a win in the round robin. So, yeah, it was a great run by Dallas. They just couldn't execute it in the games that they lost. And I don't think they even really executed in game 5. Tampa had so many more shots. They just, the inch away that Tampa was from winning that in 5 instead of 6. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They won it anyway. But Braden Point was an inch away. Someone hit the post. I forgot who. Like 3 people hit the post. Kucherov, I think, fanned on a one-timer. Hedman shot it over the net on a one-timer on a rebound, off a rebound. They had so many chances to win in 5 games. It doesn't matter because they won anyway. But Dallas didn't execute it in Game 5 either. Game 1, they had full control. I thought the series was over after I saw them win 5-1, 4-1 or something like that. I thought they had full control. There was no shot Tampa was going to win this. But then I saw Game 2, and Tampa came out of that, steamrolled them 3-0. I mean, they only won 3-2, but they steamrolled them as of the beginning. And I think that Dallas should be really proud of themselves still that they made it as far as they did. People thought it was... I know 95% of people thought that the 2 teams from the West that would have a chance to make it into the final would be the Avalanche and Vegas. Vegas made it to the conference final. The Avalanche, both of those teams got eliminated by the Stars. So the Stars just couldn't... I can't tell if they were tired, if they kind of just fell apart. I don't really know what happened. But Tampa definitely deserved to win that. And I'm going to have a lot of mini podcast episodes, goals of the postseason, saves of the postseason, things like that. And probably 5 of them are going to be, at least 5 or 6 of them are probably going to be from just Tampa games and Stars games, including the final. But they're going to be from those games because they had incredible goals. Kivi Ranta's goal in the Avalanche series, that was crazy. And those are things that Dallas didn't pull off in this series, this crucial series. They don't have their names on the cup, but they have their names in history. Everyone always remembers the 2 teams that played in the final. They may not have won it, but they had an incredible run. Now, Victor Hedman wins the Conn Smythe Trophy. I saw that coming from a mile away. If I was able to see the future and see that Tampa would win, it was either Hedman or Point. And that was a really close race. I don't know how they decide who wins the MVP. I don't actually know. But if it's by votes, which I don't think it is, but if it is, I think it is... Oh, wait, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure it is by votes. And I think it must have been 1 or 2 votes that was the difference between those 2. It was so close, but Hedman deserved that. He was such an active defenseman. He had, most goals by he had some record. I don't remember what it was. He plays almost half... time on ice is almost half the game. It's around 30 minutes or something around there. Maybe 30, 31, something like that. He plays so much ice time. He just... he's always out there. And his nickname is literally... I think his nickname is an absolute unit. That's just his nickname. Because he just never gets tired. He's out there... He's hungry for wins and goals and assists and passes. He makes disgusting passes. Some, they don't always finish the passes, but he makes disgusting passes. And him on rebounds, that is how he scores most of his goals. That's his zone. It's if he's in that zone, he doesn't miss. It's he has a laser pointer that tells him where it's going to go. He doesn't miss from that area. I mean, not a lot of guys do. It's Gretzky's office. Not a lot of guys do. But I think that was a good vote and a good pick for the Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Sorry, I said that wrong. Conn Smythe Trophy winner. And the only other thing I think I want to talk about is going back into series that Tampa played that showed their dominance. I mean, really, in, what was it, their first series, well, let's start with the round robin. They just looked dominant in that round robin. I mean, they lost to Philly, but they beat Boston and they beat the Capitals. They lost to Philly, but Philly got out anyway in the second round. So, really, Tampa was the number one team going into leaving the second round. Leaving the second round, Tampa was the number one team. I mean, Vegas, seeding-wise, Vegas was the number one team. But skill level-wise, it was definitely Tampa. And, skill level-wise, Tampa was definitely the number one team. But from a seeding standpoint, it's obviously Vegas. They had a great run, too. I'm not going to get into that now. Probably another episode. But they had a great run, too. I'll have a whole episode about other teams' playoff runs. They beat Columbus, that 5 overtime game, in game 1 of the first round. Literally the first game that actually counted for Tampa. And they played with such endurance. They were tired, you can tell. I mean, it was a knuckle puck that Braden Point scored off. But they had so much endurance just to even make it into 5 overtimes. Some guys can't make it through 2 overtimes. Some guys start getting tired at the end of the first one. These guys did 5. They played the equivalent of 2 2.5 games. Or 2 2/3 games. That's insane. They played 2 2/3 games in one game. That's incredible. And then you just move on to the Boston series, where everyone thought Boston, after they beat the Hurricanes, was going to come out and just completely annihilate Tampa. And then Tampa just pulled a complete reversal on them. I think Boston won the first game by like a lot. Maybe it was like 7-1. I'm not going to check. Actually, I am going to check. But while I'm checking, everyone just thought, oh, it's over now. No, there's no way Tampa comes back from this. And what did they win? The next 4 games? I don't even know what happened in that series. That was crazy. I don't really know what happened there. No, sorry. The game that the Bruins only won 1 game, and that was 3-2. The game that was 7-1, the Lightning won that. So, but even when the Bruins won, people still thought that it was over because the Bruins scored the first 3 goals of that game, and then Tampa scored the next 2. And surprisingly, the next 2 were both scored by Victor Hedman. That team is just so good. They're so fast. They have such skill. And they definitely deserve to win. I'm not ignoring the Islanders series because I'm an Islander fan. They were definitely the better team in that series. All these teams that they played well, but Tampa found some way to just up their game one step further than whatever that team was on. Like, if that team was on a level 10, they found a way to make it 11 or more. Like, the Islanders, they were 1-1 after 2 periods and 19 minutes and 52 seconds. And then 8 seconds left in the game, Nikita Kucherov comes up big and scores 8 seconds later would be the game-winning goal after the Islanders went on a breakaway with 8 seconds left and messed up. But we don't talk about that. That was just so... that was just such a rush for them. To get that 2-1 to get that 2-0 series lead with 8 seconds left in the game. 8 seconds. In 8 seconds, someone could have just held it on the boards, and that would have been an overtime game. We don't know how that would have ended. I mean, Tampa's very good in overtime, in their postseason overtime record, but that would have been that. We have no idea what would have happened in that game. Honestly, I don't know how the rest of the Stanley Cup playoffs would have turned out if that game had gone into overtime. If that 8 seconds ran out. I don't really know what would have happened. But then Tampa gets to the final. They play Dallas. And they do an incredible job. I've already talked about the Dallas series, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But they definitely deserve to win this. Steven Stamkos, he went up and got the cup. He only played part of one period in the whole playoffs, I think. But no, not of the whole playoffs. I don't remember. I know he played part of one period in the final. But he scored and he played like 10 minutes in the entire Stanley Cup final. He played like 10, 15 minutes. We'll say 15. I'll be nice. And he scored a goal. He's still a big part off the ice. He's a leader. On the ice, he comes in for 15 minutes and finds a way to put it in the back of the net. I don't really know how he does it. But he's definitely an underestimated player. They think he's just a leader, but he's definitely very skillful as well. And for this episode, I think that's going to do it. Again, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on winning the 2020 Stanley Cup. Congratulations to Victor Hedman on the Conn Smythe Trophy. And good job to the Dallas Stars who made it all the way to the Cup final. Good job to every team that participated in the entire postseason. To stay away from your families for that long. Even if you didn't make it that far, that's a hard job, but it must have still been very fun for them no matter what. That's going to do it for this episode. Hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, comment if the comments aren't broken in this episode like they were in episode 1. I didn't turn them off. It didn't let me turn them on. I'll try and fix that for this episode. But thank you guys for watching. Or listening, I guess. I'm going to wrap it up with another congratulations to the Lightning. And I hope you guys tune in for some of the upcoming episodes. We're going to have some good upcoming episodes. Maybe some guests and some surprise episodes. Hope you guys enjoyed. And tune in for the next one. Cheers.